Hey there YouTube, this is sjm306 back with another video. This time we are looking at another pair of Bluetooth headphones. This set was very kindly sent in by Bluedee for review. The company's name is Bluedee, like D-E-E. Anywho, I'm actually kind of familiar with the brand. I bought a stereo soundbar for like my TV, and it's Bluedee branded. And when I saw this email pop up, I saw the brand name and I thought it was familiar, and I checked, and yeah, it's the same exact company. They sell like a lot of speaker stuff. So this I am particularly interested in because it claims to be high-res audio. So a lot of the headphones I review are just SBC or AAC. But my favorite pair of headphones in the world, I know it's not a fair comparison, is my my Sony XM3s. And those are high-res, and they sound absolutely fantastic when you pair it with a high-res player. So I have high expectations of this. Now, the difference being the Sony XM3s, when I got them, they were about $250. These go for $80, and there's currently a sale for like $15 off, so you can get it for like $65 right now as of filming. The model number here is BH200. So yeah, let's just see some specs. 10 meter connection range. It's Bluetooth. What do you expect? It's going to be like 30 feet-ish. 40 millimeter dynamic drivers. That's fairly large. 50-hour playtime. It has a built-in battery, obviously. And 800-hour standby time. They look like a lot of other headphones. They have sort of that Bose aesthetic with the buttons and whatnot. But yeah, noise canceling. The box came slightly crushed, but that's probably the Amazon handler's fault more than the manufacturer's. Anyway, it's got noise canceling, high-res audio, comfortable. We'll be the judge of that, and extra bass. I like bass. The box itself is nice. It's like matte and then glossy for like the printed picture of the headphones. But yeah, they look pretty nice. They generically look like a lot of other brands of headphones, though. They're obviously influenced by the design aesthetic. Anyway, it says Bluedee on the top there, and we shall just pop this open. So far, the packaging is, I mean, from like a protection standpoint, it's great. It has this plastic carton that is sort of form-fitting to the headphones, but adds a bit of protection, and there's like an air gap inside the box because of that. It's very austere, which I mean is fine if they spent the money on the headphones making them better rather than the packaging. So long as it arrives, you know, without damage, I'm happy with that. Thank you for choosing Bluedee. Got issues, and I have some Q&A sort of stuff there. We have a little box here. We'll get to the headphones in a sec. Got a little box, undoubtedly, with the charging cord and maybe an auxiliary cord. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, does have auxiliary input. I like Bluetooth headphones, but at the end of the day, if the battery dies, I like to be able to fall back on wired audio. So yeah, they did this exact same thing with the speakers that I have. It has this like really nice Velcro wrap for all the cords. That's really cool. I like that. So we have the aux cord, and this, wow, okay, that's kind of a long Velcro cord. Yeah, it's like about 4 feet, and it's gold plated. It's actually really nice. The wire's a bit thin, but yeah, that'll do fine. We have the USB-C cord. Thank God it's USB-C. And this cord is likewise about 4 feet long, and decently made. Nothing too special about that, but yeah, I mean, these will work. And let's get to the headphones themselves. Oh, there's actually a bag included too. Nice. So we have a very nice felt bag. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. It has some printing on it with the Bluedee logo. But yeah, this is felt. The inside it's not lined with anything. It's just that cloth material. But yeah, this will work just fine for protecting your headphones. We have the instructions. So let's just take a quick squiz at the instructions, see how. I mean, Bluetooth headphones are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, yeah, like not overly explained, like pretty short, easy to read, like good infographics. It's mostly black and white, but there's some color in there to show you like indicator LEDs. That's actually really nicely done. Looks like this was written very well. And yeah, it has multi-point connection. Yes! Okay, that's the one thing that I hate about my XM3s. The XM4s, the newer model, have multi-point connections, but the XM3s don't. So I'm constantly having to switch between my phone, my laptop, and my tablet. But it looks like here you can connect 2 devices at once. That's really cool, especially for like sub $100 headphones. I'll definitely have to test that out. You can see here, anything interesting? Doesn't tell me the capacity of the battery, and that's what I was kind of hoping, but yeah, we'll just keep that, set that to the side in case I need to figure out how to pair or something. We have the headphones themselves, and nothing else in the carton, by the way. Ooh, interesting. Ear cups are replaceable. That is huge. Ear cups are always like the first thing to go. Okay, how do I get this out? There's like a tab. Oop. Okay, I guess you just sort of pull it out, sort of rip, but ear cups are replaceable. That's actually really important. First thing that will go in every single pair of headphones are the ear cups. So let's just see. Yeah, it looks like you just pull them straight out. Yeah, there's a retaining ring in there. So yeah, I don't want to damage anything. So far, first impressions, like this, I don't think it's real leather, but the leatherette, whatever you want to call it, is really soft and supple. There's not like a massive amount of padding to it. It's decent though. Like you get like maybe half an inch. So yeah, and even the inside here is padded as well with the indicators for left and right. And so that should be deep enough that my ear doesn't touch the inside of that, and this just seals around the outside. That looks pretty good. There's a lot of articulation in the headphones. Maybe not so much up-down. You usually need a little bit up-down, but definitely you can twist these quite a bit. So that is already looking pretty good for comfort. I'll throw them on my head in a sec, but yeah, we have actual like screws and nuts and bolts connecting this point of the headphones, and that is usually one of the weakest parts that will break, is that hinge. So the fact that they went for metal mounting hardware on that is a really good sign. We have the serial number, model, FCC ID, I'm sorry about that, written on the side here. It says left here and right here. We have the CE mark of conformity. The top headband is made of the same type of foam and leatherette as the ear pads, and that feels really good actually. This is undoubtedly, I was going to say this might be plastic, might be metal, but this band is 100% metal. So that's a really good sign. Yeah, because you're going to keep, putting these on your head, taking them off, stretching them. Plastic band will break eventually. The metal will take much longer to break, if it does break at all. So that's definitely a good sign. Construction feels really good. This definitely feels like a over $100 pair of headphones. So the fact that it's like 60 to 80 bucks ish, depending on the sales, that's actually really good so far. Feels really good in the hands. We have our ANC button, the indicator for the ANC, the USB-C connector for charging. We have 3 buttons just like Bose does. You have plus, minus, and then the center, which doubles as a play pause. And undoubtedly, if you press it like 2 or 3 times, it'll probably also track skip or something. Either that or maybe short or long presses of the plus minus button will track skip. We'll find out in a sec. You can also take calls on this, and it looks like, yeah, there's microphones on the bottom. At least maybe this one's a mic. That looks like a power indicator. And thank God we have a 3.5mm audio jack. The size of the ear cups isn't too large. These actually seem to be maybe a little bit smaller than my XM3s. So they're not massive. That's a good sign. Got like the twist test. Nothing creaks really. Yeah, I mean, no creaking. There's obviously the plastic parts like moving in and out. These hinge inwards and then swivel like this so that you can kind of make it a little more compact when you put it in the bag. So that's pretty good. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Let's throw it on my head and feel how it feels. have to adjust the ear cups. Make sure that they're extended enough. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm not yelling. I'm going to take them off for a sec. They feel pretty comfortable. There maybe is a bit pressure at the top here, I've noticed so far. Good thing is not at the bottom. I usually get headaches if headphones pinch my jaws. So if anything, yeah, I would prefer it to pinch the top of my head more than my jawline. But these are decently comfortable. I'm going to actually have to wear these for like a couple hours to really get you a sense of long-term how these are going to feel. But so far, maybe I might need to stretch this band a little bit because it does seem a little bit tighter on my head than I was expecting, especially since how kind of loose the ear cups are. I was expecting it to be a little bit looser on my head. But yeah, it seems like I'm wearing them right now. Seems like the passive noise isolation is pretty good already. I feel like I'm kind of having to yell to speak to you guys. I have a fridge going right behind me, and just putting these headphones on, there's a noticeable difference in me hearing the fridge running. So already the passive noise cancellation is really good. So I'm pretty sure as long as they implemented the active noise cancellation decently, I'm pretty sure then you shouldn't be able to really hear much of any low frequency kind of sounds around you. So yeah, let's turn them on. So I heard it say power on, blue LED, and flashing blue and red now. So it's looking for something to pair it to. Let's see if I can turn on ANC with it not paired to anything. So if I could just use these like to sleep or something, or just to block out ambient noise. So when I clicked this, it said ANC on and the green light came on. So it will work for ANC without anything attached to it. Okay, so far, ANC works pretty decent. I could hear, so the passive noise cancellation blocks most of the fridge noise. With ANC on, I can't hear the fridge on behind me at all, but there is a slight kind of white noise in the background. A lot of ANCs do this. So you can hear sort of a very slight hiss, like a slightly higher frequency hiss. So yeah, usually though, when you have music playing and ANC on, that hiss kind of disappears. So this isn't as silent as my XM3s. I mean, given they cost like, I don't know, like 5 times as much. But the fact that I'm already kind of pretty impressed with the ANC. Especially for given how relatively cheap these are. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is shut these off. Come on. There we go. Power off, it turns red, and then it turns off. So yeah, I'm going to actually use these for a solid at least a week or two. And get back to you guys on using them like in an office setting, just for like a casual, video watching YouTubes and listening to music, as well as I'm going to use these on a manufacturing floor where there is like a lot of like mechanical tool noise, and get back to you guys on how these fare. Especially, I really want to see what the capability on the ANC is, and importantly, if it affects sound quality while you're listening to it. And I will be using this with my phone, which is what I'm filming on right now, which is a Fold 4, as well as a couple of HiRes players, and see if these really do get the most out of them. So I will see you guys probably in about a week or two. Be back with you in a sec. Okay, so it's only been a week for me, I'm going to disclose. I normally do these reviews for like at least at minimum 2 weeks. But I already have my verdict. This is an easy one. So I've used this for the past week, using them with my laptop. I've used this with high-res players. I've used this with my phone. And absolutely, this is a banging pair of headphones. Given the price, I think it was like only like $70. These, in certain criteria, these can pretty much go almost head to head with my Sony XM3s, which is saying a lot because those, when they were new, retail for like $300, and this is like a $70 pair of headphones. So there's a couple areas that this falls short, but for the most part, these are like probably like 80 to 85% of the capability of the XM3s. So it is a no-brainer. I'm just going to preface this by saying if you don't have a pair of headphones and you don't want like a cheap pair, but you don't want to spend like too much money, these are a really good investment. So sound quality wise, I was actually surprised. A lot of sort of mid-range / cheap headphones will super accentuate the bass. These are actually pretty, they do have a lot of bass in general, but they're a lot more balanced. They also have pretty good mids and highs as well. So overall, listening to these, I was actually very happy with the sound quality. It is definitely within like the top 10% of headphones that I've reviewed. So definitely sound quality is really good. So in terms of comfort, these are only a little bit behind the Sony XM3s, if I'm being honest. The ear pads are, super supple. The top headrest part is maybe it could use a little bit more padding, because when I get these so that they're the right, they're on the right setting for like the headband part, so that they don't put too much pressure on my, I hate when headphones put pressure on my jawline or like at the top of my ears here. When I get this set just right in the right position, I notice that after a while, I can feel the headband, the weight of it pressing on the top of my head. So maybe there's something that they can do with making this a little bit firm. I don't know, soft or firmer. I don't know. But there is like padding, so it's not like there's no padding. It's just maybe after about half an hour, I can sort of feel the weight of the headphones weighing onto the top of my head. I can alleviate that by extending the arms a little bit, but then I notice then this part starts digging into my jaw a little bit. Clamping pressure is not too much though, so it's sort of, I guess, pick your poison. Articulation's really good. Maybe there could be a little more articulation on the up-down motion of the ear cups, but I'm not really too worried about that. There's plenty of articulation backwards. Forwards, there's a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, I really like how this sits on my head in general. The only thing, like I said, would maybe the top, if they could do something to make it a little bit more comfortable. The headband itself does have metal in it. There is plastic backing, but it is metal. So I expect these to last quite a while. I just threw these in my bag inside the cloth bag, and there's no damage. It doesn't fold up super small, unfortunately. So that's pretty much as good as you're gonna get with the ear pads flat. But if I rotate them, I can get it a little flatter. It seems like the bag is just a little bit too small. So when I put this, for example, in the bag, you can imagine this is flat, so it's gonna, not be. It looks like there's a lot of extra room at the top, but when you get these in the bag, the top sticks out a little bit. So the bag could be a little bit bigger, but I mean, the bag's a freebie, so I'm not going to complain too much. The sound quality over Bluetooth, these support high-res Bluetooth like formats or whatever. Not necessarily high-res, but they support higher bit rate. That's the right word. Bluetooth connections. They do LDAC and they do aptX. Both of those sound fantastic on everything that I've tried them on. I could almost not, if it was a blind test, I probably wouldn't really be able to tell the difference between that and wired. The noise floor on Bluetooth was actually really good. When there were bits of the song that were silent, I didn't hear any static hiss, none of that. The only time that you do kind of hear a little bit of noise, like electronic interferency type noise, is when the ANC is on. But I think that's just a function of just how ANC works. It's not super loud. It's only like once or twice I've heard sort of like that sort of beep, 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 but like very low volume kind of sound coming through. And that's like maybe due to interference or something. And that sort of brings me to, I guess, where this does not as well as my Sony XM3s. The ANC on here, it's better than nothing, but I wouldn't buy these for ANC, unfortunately. I'm glad that it's there. The ANC is significantly more effective at like lower frequencies. I've noticed when I had these on and there was like an AC unit on, there's like an AC motor that's like
towards the ceiling around my bench at work, and when I turn the ANC on, it basically drowns that out with like a low-level white noise sort of thing going on. But as soon as someone talks, I can still basically hear them almost as loud as if I didn't have the ANC on. And that's because higher frequencies really aren't attenuated with the ANC that are in these. So I would really only get these for like low frequency stuff, like motors that are running in the background, that kind of stuff. Any higher frequency stuff, and you might as well just not even use the ANC, if I'm being honest. I am happy to report, though, when you turn on ANC, the audio quality only very minorly degrades. The bass and the higher frequencies are a little bit better without ANC versus with ANC. But it's not significant enough. You'll really only notice it if you sit there toggling it back and forth and do like A/B testing. During normal use, like out in public, I probably wouldn't even notice. So that is good. Sometimes cheaper headphones with ANC, that degrades the audio quality significantly. I'm very happy to say that's not the case at all with these. When I do have these wired over, there's something interesting that these do that no other headphones that I've reviewed in the past that have Bluetooth and line in do. When I have line in on, you could still turn on the headphones and turn on ANC. Every other of the more budget headphones that I've reviewed in the past, as soon as you plug in the aux cord, all the electronics turn off and won't turn on. That's not the case here. I can leave this connected to my phone. I could have this connected to 2 devices over Bluetooth and plug in a third device to the headphone jack and like switch between the 3. You have to unplug the headphone jack to get access to the Bluetooth portion, obviously, but it won't disconnect the headphones and shut off just because you plug in a headphone jack. So that is actually a really good thing in my opinion. I really like that. And it allows you to use these headphones with noise cancellation even if you're using an analog audio input. I don't know why no other manufacturer does that. These guys got it right from the get-go, so that's really good. And so the second thing that sort of leads into, this has multi-point connection, which even my XM3s don't. The XM4s, the model that came out after my Sonys, they do have multi-point connection. I don't have those. I've never used those, so I couldn't say how well they work. But on these, it's seamless. It is fantastic. In order to pair like a second pair of headphones, you have to turn them off and then press and hold the power button for like a good 10 or 15 seconds till it turns on. It'll have a voice that says turning on, and then a second voice will say pairing mode. Then you can pair it to the second device, no problems. It connects right away. And when you shut these off and turn them on, it'll try to reconnect instantly to both devices, which is a really good implementation. The connection speed on these are really good. It connects like right away. And there's seamless switching. I could be listening to something on my phone, pause it, and then go to my laptop if these are paired to them, watch a video on my laptop, and the sound, there might be like half a second of delay while it like negotiates the audio switching, but within half a second, then the audio just starts coming through from my laptop. So I'm really happy. Obviously, it'd be nice if this could connect to like 10 devices at once, but definitely 2 devices is better than just being forced to only be able to connect to one. I really like the Multipoint, how this works and how well it works. I was actually pretty surprised. This is my first experience with Multipoint connection. So yeah. So I would say overall, if I were to have bought these myself for like about the $70 or $80 price point, I think it was like $69.99, something like that, in a heartbeat. There's if I didn't own the Sony XM3s, these would be my best Bluetooth pair of headphones. That's actually saying a lot. I have many other pairs that are a little cheaper, a little bit more expensive, but in terms of like the whole package of how everything works, I'm definitely really, really happy with these, so I can definitely highly recommend them. If you want a pair of headphones that definitely punch way above their price range, get a pair of these, please. As for like the bag and the cord, the bag, it's functional, it's there. It's not the greatest. I don't really care. And the cords are okay quality, but they're sort of thin and cheap. I do like that they come with these Velcro straps. That's a nice touch, but these cords I'm probably not going to use with this. I'm going to use nicer cords with it because this pair of headphones is nicer than the accessories it came with, which I think is actually the right way to go about it. If you're going to waste money on accessories, you should use that to make the headphones better. I can understand why they wanted to include the accessories to make it sort of a better looking value proposition. But honestly, if it came with no other accessories, just the headphones, even for the same price, I would have just been just as happy. So I think Bluedee did a fantastic job with these headphones. If you guys are interested, I will have links down below. 100% highly recommended. Check these guys out. You will not be disappointed. So yeah, anywho, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're interested, like I said, I'll have links to these Bluedees down below. They seem to like stand behind their products, and they make like decent products that obviously they put attention into like using them. Like they didn't just design them to push them out the door. They put a lot of thought into the way that this was designed, and the quality of the design and the materials used is definitely really good. So if you guys are interested, these are definitely highly recommended. I keep saying they're highly recommended because I am actually really happy with these. These are gonna live with me at work. I'm probably just gonna keep them in my backpack, so I'll always have them on me. Anywho, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye.